Hello folks, welcome back to my channel, Msss and Barnsy. I hope everybody's doing okay. This is quite an interesting image, this. It was originally shown on Joe's channel, Art Alien TV, and this was the focus of his video, or the main part of it anyway. The main focus of his video was this strange thing here. It's like a little container with a humanoid head in it. Looked like a primate or something like that, or chimpanzee. And me being a suspicious type of person I am, I just thought that it was too obvious an anomaly. So I'm thinking, well, as NASA put this in, so to distract us from what's really in the image. So on that basis, I decided to have a little look at the image in detail. But if you want a little bit more information on this particular anomaly, which is a really good anomaly to be honest with you go to Joe's channel, Art Alien TV, and he's got some fantastic videos, to be honest with you. It's a really great channel. But anyway, this is not my main focus. The main focus that sort of interested me was this rock, okay, because I'm sure there's sculptures and frescoes within the rock. I've seen some interesting shapes and decided to have a little tiny more detailed look at it. So what I've done was I went to the photojournal page where this was originally obtained, and I joined all the images together that were there. I think there was about 4, 5, 6, something like that. And I made the panorama because I wanted to see if there was more of the rock that I was interested in, and there was. So that's the rock there. So if you just go to actual pixels, and this magnifies it by 100%. And never ever go over 100% in Photoshop, because it will just become too blurry. But this is the rock, and there is the anomaly of the well, container, whatever it is, with the chimpanzee's face in it, or primate's face, or a little humanoid. But anyway, this is my focus. This is my focus of attention here. What I'm going to do is just going to blur it a little tiny bit, try and get rid of some of the pixels and noise. And the first thing that I noticed on this rock was this here, this thing, and it really weirded me out when I first saw it, because it actually looks like a tiny little humanoid. You see the head, the body, and then the legs, and it's even got arms. But what was unusual about it, to be honest with you, was the fact that the legs on this seem to be very three-dimensional, yeah, and they've even got there's even a shadow underneath the leg, but the head and the body seem to be part of the rock, as if they were carved into the rock, but the legs seem to be freestanding, yeah, which is a contradiction. You would expect it to if it was a statue of some sort, all of it to be freestanding, legs, body and head, but it's not. Half seems to be carved into the rock, the head and the body, and the legs are definitely freestanding because they've even got a shadow underneath. So I'm going to leave it for you guys to decide on what this could possibly be. I think there's also a possibility that it could be a face, one eye, two eye, nose. It could be, and the mouth, and out of the mouth is two I don't know what you would call them, like prongs. So the legs are actually coming out of the mouth. What it signifies, I don't know. Just let me see if I've got a clearer image. So let me put that in Adobe. See, I think there could possibly be a face there, and these two protuberances are coming out of the mouth, yeah, although it does have the appearance of a little tiny humanoid, but I can't really make my mind up on it, to be honest with you. So, but I'll leave that in your capable hands, and you be the judge of what you think that might be. But it is very anomalous and it's very, very unusual. So anyway, if you come on to that, and go back to the panorama, because there's some other really unusual shapes in this, which could possibly be sculptures or frescoes, and there's the little guy there, and if you just come up, this is the main one that really took my interest here. So we just blur this, okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in front of you. I'm just going to use the burn tool on this, on the lines. So it just highlights any lines, any little lines in the image. It highlights them, and I think you can see straight away that we have what could possibly be a face. Yeah, you can see an eye there, eye here is the nose, and there's the mouth. It's quite uncanny, to be honest with you. Just let me darken that up a little tiny bit more. It even looks as if it's got hair to me. And this here could be an arm, could be one of its arms, yeah. And it seems to be, there seems to be something here, but it seems to have been blurred out. See, so if this is its arm, it comes along and it's holding something, and but it's blurred. You can't quite see. You can see that there is something there, but it's being deliberately blurred out from the looks of it. And this here could be its other arm. So I'm just using the burn tool, and all that does is it creates shadows so that we can see sort of a little tiny bit more detail in the image, and that could be another arm and a hand here, because there seems to be something here, but again it's very blurred, it's very difficult to see, but I'm theorising that these are its arms, and it seems to be sitting in some kind of, like, it looks like a contour couch or something like that. You know what you would get in some kind of vehicle. See, if you just if you put the burn tool on the lines, it brings it out. There's like little gaps in it, so it might possibly be some kind of contour chair, something like that. And that's why I've called this particular guy the pilot, because it doesn't half remind me of a pilot sitting in a chair. And this is what's making me think that this particular rock might be some kind of sculpture or fresco, like a military memorial or something like that. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm just throwing ideas out there. See, you know, and you can be the judge on it to see whether or not you think it's just pareidolia or imagination or whatever. I mean, you know, I do believe that there was an ancient civilization on Mars, and they're bound to have left a mark on literally everything that we can see here. So nothing is impossible here, nothing. And this does look like some kind of sculpture or fresco. It really does. Next to it, if we just come across here, now here you can see that there's something else there. See? You can see the eyes, you can see the outline of the body. And if I put the burn tool on, that should bring it up a bit more. Can you see it? Can you see the eyes? It's wearing like a funny hat. And if I just put the burn tool on the lines, you can see that it seems to be the outline of again a little humanoid or something like that. Can you see that? I'm not painting this in, guys. I'm just darkening it and giving it shadows. I'm giving it mid-tones and 8% exposure on it, which isn't a great deal. I'm being as delicate as I can with this, and it's definitely bringing something anomalous out. It's very, very anomalous. If it just, you know, I think it's some kind of humanoid. You know, you can see the outline of the head. It's wearing some kind of hat or something. It might even have like a little horn there. I'm not sure. See there? There. Might be like a horn on its head. I'm not sure, but it's one eye, two eyes. Its nose is like a little tiny mini elephant's trunk, and there's its mouth, like a Gale mouth. Yeah. And then you can see the outline of its body. I can't see any arms or anything like that, but these seem to be legs here, and it's even got straps, or the remnants of straps going across what may have been its legs. Can you see that? Can you see these like little squares here? Seem to be straps, yeah. And it's eroded along the middle here. Yeah. And if you carry on going to the right, there's even something that looks like some kind of animal. Just let me center that. Sorry, getting the wrong tool there. Yeah, see, it even seems to it reminds me of like a deer or something like that. There's its spine, there's its pelvic area, and in this here becomes a leg. See, there's the body running behind. So there's its ear, pointy ear, and there's its face, there's its spine, and then there's the pelvic area and a leg. And the back of the console, the back of the console couch also becomes a leg, because we've got console variety here, guys, where you can have multiple images in one image. I have seen this type of artistic design before on Mars, especially in Cydonia. But so we've got this guy, which I call the pilot. He's sitting in a contour couch. Seems to be another little guy here. The eyes, the hat, and then there's this, looks like an animal with two legs coming down. I know it's weird, but that's what it looks like to me. Okay, now here beneath them there's another face of something that looks very, very feline. See here, you can see the outline of it. You see it? I know it's quite hard to see, guys, but I'll do my best to bring it out for you. Yeah. So what we seem to have here in this area is a feline face of something. There's one eye, there's the other eye. It's got a flattish nose, and in its mouth it seems to have some kind of breathing apparatus or something. You can see it in its mouth, and then here is like a lead or a tube here going into its mouth. Yeah, can you see that? I know it's quite difficult to see, and it's as if it's buried within the rock. But what's interesting about it as well is that, see this here, this part could possibly be an arm. See, this could be an arm reaching forward, and this could be a hand. I know it's like heavily eroded, but I do get the impression of a thumb, I get the impression of a hand here, and I get the impression of an arm. Yeah, You see that? I hope you can see that. So it's like a feline face with the breathing apparatus here, and then there's the arm coming forward, reaching out, and it's grabbing hold of this. And this what makes me think it's some kind of like a military fresco or something like that. You know, is this a fighter pilot? Is this the enemy? And that's why the enemy's buried within the rock, and it's struggling to escape because this guy is defeating this enemy here. Yeah. Very, very interesting. I mean, you tell me, is this just imagination or is there actual sculptures there? Am I imagining this? I don't think I am, guys. Like even this isn't as flat as what it appears. It seems to be there's patterns within it. When you put the burn tool on it, you can see this is quite. There seems to be patterns all over this rock. I mean, what they signify, I have not got a clue, I'll be honest with you. I mean, there might even be another face there, like a little sculpture there. See this? Let me see if I can get a close up for you. See there? I even get the impression that that's a sculpture of, you know, of a head of a face in like a little depression there. Yeah. Now I'll just move across here because this is very, very weird here. Because I think there's another humanoid figure here. It's very, very difficult to see. Just let me see if I can. But I will show you an enhanced version in a minute, because I haven't really done much to this here. But there seems to be a face here. Don't know if you can see that. And then this seems to be another face there. But it even seems to have like shoulder pads or something like that. I know it sounds a bit crazy, guys, but this does seem to have a humanoid figure. All I'm doing is just highlighting the lines. Yeah. And it's even got like symmetry. It's got like a triangular piece cut there and a triangular piece cut here, and it comes down to a point and then goes up this way. So there is symmetry to it. Now, and there seems to be another face here with a tube going to its mouth. So as if this face is buried within the rock, very similar to this one. Like, yeah, that's got a breathing apparatus and a tube coming out of it, and its arm is reaching up here. There seems to be this similar thing here, although this one's a little bit harder to see. See the face, see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and there's a tube coming here with some kind of apparatus on the end of it. Can you see that? And there's definitely a face there. You see it come like a very long chin. There's one eye, two eye. He's got a very sharp nose and a little mouth. Yeah. And here we have another little guy. See there? Can you see that? There's one eye, two eyes. It looks as if he's got a horn there. There's his head. There's his spine, the back of his spine, and then it comes around this way. But it seems to be another little tiny fella. Same as this guy. See this one? Very similar to that. Just let me see. Okay. I'll put this in Adobe because I think I used the burn tool a bit more on this one. Now, can you see that face there? I hope so. Can you see the eyes? See the eyes there, and then the nose, like a broken nose, and the mouth. And look at, and it's actually, this head is actually off the rock, so you can put your finger behind that. It's as if it, you know, it's slightly three-dimensional. There's more faces here as well, but I haven't got the time to go into them. And you can see the shapes here. You see, it seems to have like shoulder pads on here, on either side, as if it's wearing some kind of armor or it's wearing a cloak of something. There's that face with the tube going to the mouth. And there seems to be like tubes coming along here as well and branching out. I mean, I can definitely see a face there, there's no two ways about it. So we come to that. See if this is a bit clearer for you. But I do think, can you see that? Is that better? You see that eye is so perfect, and you can see the nose. It looks as if it's broken, like a broken nose. And we've got the mouth, and then we've got the bottom part of the chin, the head, very broad forehead, and you can see like the body's got a pattern in it, the shoulder pads, and there's even another little face in this right hand shoulder pad here. So let me come out to that. This is a little bit more. I went a little bit heavier on the burn tool with the pilot. You know, the structure, the sculpture that I call a pilot. And I don't know whether you can see the deer-like creature. You can see this little guy here, and then you can see the pilot's face here. Can you see that? The eye, the nose, the mouth, and there's one arm going to this little controller here, and the other arm. But sorry, there's the other arm there, but I've darkened it a bit too much there. But the reason why I darkened it is because I managed to bring out this thing here, and to me, is that the sculpture of a weapon or something like that? It may be. It looks like, but I'm not sure. You know, I might have used the burn tool on the wrong areas. I don't know. And then you can see that face there with the tube. I like the little guy here. Okay guys, this is only a very short video. I didn't want to really take too long on this. I hope you found it interesting, because I think there's some amazing sculptures within that rock. Whether it was a memorial, you know, some kind of military memorial, I don't know, but there's definitely some anomalies in it that, you know, that need explaining. You can actually see them even unenhanced. You see like the I mean, I think it looks like a tiger. See, you see the eyes, see the arm coming out, the breathing apparatus, the tube. You see the little guy here. You can see this, you know, see the eyes, the hat, the funny face. Yeah, and you can see this guy here. You see the face pretty clearly. This is unenhanced. I've nothing whatsoever done to this, and you can still see that there's some unusual carvings in this rock, if they are carvings. There's that little guy there. Can you see that? Alright then guys, I hope you found it interesting. I think there's a little bit of food for thought here, because I can definitely see carvings here, but I'll throw it out there and I'll leave it to your judgment and see what you think about it, whether it's just pareidolia and imagination or there is actually something here. I think it's very interesting. You know, there's even human-like forms along here, to be honest with you, as if they're pushing up against this rock. Now, were these carved after whatever destroyed Mars? I don't know. Or were they carved before, and then this rock's just landed like this, or slid from further up here? I don't know. Okay then guys, I'll leave that with you and see what you think, and I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much. Bye bye.